Hi, my name is Ivan and welcome to TNS. In this video, I would like to take a look at a couple of snare processing options. These techniques can be applied on a lot of things: drum buses, bass, kicks, snares, vocals, or even on the whole mix. The idea is quite simple. You keep your original signal the way you want it and do something to the track in parallel. In this case, we have three options to change our snare sound, to make it more exciting and to help it cut through in the mix. The first plugin we're going to take a look at is called the Decapitator, and it's a very well-known plugin by Soundtoys. Probably one of the best saturation plugins out there with a bunch of options, and it sounds great. The second plugin is Klanghelm's IVGI, which is a free plugin that offers a tape-like saturation and harmonic distortion. The third plugin is Mercurial's TSC. It's of course a tube screamer emulation. This type of effect is used mostly for guitars or guitar type of overdrive, but no one can stop us to use this type of overdrive on a snare and see what happens. If you saw my last video, where I did an overview of some TDR plugins, the Slick EQ, the Nova and the Kotelnikov, you probably heard this track before. For those of you that haven't, I'm just gonna play the short part of the song of the intro. Okay, the snare sounds fine. It already has an EQ. I gave it some top, some more bottom, and scooped out some of the low mids that were kind of resonating weirdly. Now I feel that the snare could cut just a bit more in the mix, but I don't want to add more EQs or change the track level itself. I want to process this in parallel. So let's try the first plugin, the Soundtoys Decapitator. I'm gonna solo the drum bass, and we're gonna see how does the snare sound when we engage the decapitator. When we engage the decapitator, the snare instantly gets a lot more punch here. It cuts through a lot better. It's slightly compressed, it's slightly distorted, but I think that the decapitator, as always, sounds really good. Now let's take a listen to the Klanghelm's IVGI. It has a lot less controls than the decapitator, but don't be fooled by its looks. I think it offers a really nice distortion. The Klanghelm's IVGI sounds a bit different from the decapitator, but it also sounds good. The top end is a bit more present, and we kinda hear some resonance going on. Not something that I would actually leave like this, but it's something that happens when you apply more distortion to a signal. Finally, let's do a crazy thing and apply a tube screamer emulation to our snare track. When we engage the Mercurial's TSC, you can instantly hear even more resonance that I talked about before. So kinda that mid-range gets highlighted, which is actually not working very well on this snare. A tube screamer has a very distinct sound. On this snare, I'm kinda hearing a lo-fi kinda effect. It's really distorted up on the top, it's really resonant in the mids, and I see a reason why this type of overdrive works on guitar so well. It's probably not the best of solution for snares, but I think that with some tone shaping and some EQing you can get a very nice result. Finally, let's play the whole track, not just the drum bass, and I'll engage and disengage all these snare parallel tracks one by one, so you can hear how they sound in the whole mix. Anyway, I hope you like this short little mixing tip. There is so many things that you can do to a snare or a kick or a vocal, or as I said at the start, even the whole mix. Don't be afraid of using distortions, overdrives, all types of different saturators. All of them can be useful to change the sound that you're not actually happy with and to help certain things cut through in the mix. Thank you for watching and bye.